Welcome to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. For those of you who watch my channel on a somewhat regular basis, I'm sure you know that what we do on this channel is we talk about career tips. We also offer some suggestions when it comes to personal finance. Today, though, got a busy day and I am excited to be sitting here with you today. Got a lot of things I've got to do. Got some meetings I'm going to be going to, and hopefully, some of the meetings will be fun anyway. But you know what's not fun? What's not fun is when you are sitting in your office and you are diligently working away, or maybe you're at your desk, or maybe you're at a machine, and you're working away, and you think everything is great. Then all of a sudden you get this tap on the shoulder. Somebody's tapping you. You look around and you just happen to see it's the HR manager. And what they're doing is they're saying, "Hey, can I see you for a minute?" Or maybe what they do is, "I need to see you. I need to see you, Lou. Could you follow me, please?" And then you're thinking man, oh man, I know what's going to happen. And you're looking down and you're just thinking, I know what's going to happen, because a few days ago, I saw this young person coming out of the HR manager's office, and they were all dressed up. They had their tie on and their shirt, and they were coming out of the HR manager's office, and they were all smiles. And that HR manager, she puts her hand in that other person's hand and shakes it and says, "Welcome to the team." The team, yeah, you've heard that before, I'm sure. And you know right away when you saw that happen, you were suspecting that, yeah, they're hiring someone, and let's hope they're not hiring someone to replace me. It's what you're thinking, what you're hoping, what you're praying for. But you know what? Now that HR manager's got you and got you in their office, and you're looking at them, and they're turning into the Grim Reaper. They're shrouded in black. They've got a scythe that they're holding, and they're saying, "You know what? Well, we got to let you go. Hate to do this. We really hate to do this, but you know what? We just got to move on, and we've got to just got to let you go." And then you're thinking to yourself, as you're driving home, you're thinking, "What am I going to tell my wife? What am I going to tell my husband? We need this money." And you're thinking of all these things in your head, and you don't really know what to do. Well, you may be thinking, "You know what, Lou, that's not going to happen to me. This is Grim Reaper kind of stories, Lou, but this doesn't happen to me. I work hard. I do my job. I do everything I'm supposed to do. And I know that they love me. I know that they care about me here at this company." You're thinking all this stuff. Well, you know what, you're thinking it. But you know what? There is a reality, and it's sometimes a cold reality. And it's going to show you this statistic right here. This is from MIT Management Sloan School. And they took a study. They looked at a study, and it said, if you look at the highlighted paragraph, a study by the Urban Institute and ProPublica found that 56% of workers 50 or older were pushed out of long-time jobs before they choose to retire. Soak that in for a minute, please. Soak it in. Because that is, for some of us, for a good percentage of us who are older, it's the reality. It is the reality, and it's a sad reality. And it's a reality that I've yet to understand, but it's a reality that I've come to accept. And if you accept that as a possibility, even if it doesn't happen, even if you're a part of that 44% that never loses their job, and you're going into that career and you're just speeding along, and that day comes that you can retire, and then you're happy, and then everything worked out. Maybe you're part of that 44%, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're that 56%. Let's hope that you're not. But if you could be, if you would be, well, you know what? One of our viewers here sent me a message, and their message was so on point. And it's a message that I've actually sent out many, many times in my videos, in my, 300, 400 videos I published here on Over 50 TV. And here's the message that they sent me. The message I thought was so profound. It's from Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Sent a message 2 days ago. You can see it. And he says to me, how to prepare for that HR tap on your shoulder. And Whiskey Tango Foxtrot offers some suggestions that I think are I said profound, but they're right on point. They are. No matter what we think, no matter what we say, no matter what I say, these steps are right on point. And if we do them, even if we're not part of that 56%, if we do them, if we take these steps, if we walk that walk, well, you know what? Chances are we're going to be prepared no matter what happens in our life. So, what I want to do today, what I want to do this morning is really share with you some of the ideas, some of the suggestions that our friend sent to us. And what Whiskey Tango Foxtrot starts out with is this, and I'm going to go over these one by one. So if you're sitting there, you're watching this video and you're thinking, you know what, I don't know, maybe he's got a point there. Maybe he has a point. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm going to be one of these 56% of workers 50 or older who are pushed out of their job. Maybe I will be, maybe I won't, but you know what? This is worth knowing and it's worth taking to heart. So let's look at this. First thing Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says is this. She says, network, comma, keep skills up to date. So let's talk about network and keeping your skills up to date. First, when it comes to networking, yeah, what we know is that when you network, you increase the odds of people knowing you, knowing your skills. What we know is that over 80% of jobs that were advertised or were not advertised, doesn't matter, but 80% of jobs are filled through networking. So yeah, you know what? When I think about networking, I know there's people out there that you just kind of don't want to do that. You're kind of like, yeah, why do I gotta go through that trouble of going to meetings? Why do I gotta go and network with people in my industry? Why do I gotta bother? But you know what? It helps because over 80% of those jobs are filled through networking. It's so important. So I'm not going to belabor that point. I've talked about this many, many times, but it's true. Now, keep your skills up to date. That's the other thing that he says here. It's the other thing he highlights. I'm going to point to it here. Keep your skills up to date. What could be more important? What could be more important than for your entire life to keep your skills up to date? Because you know what, many of us, and I know this, maybe maybe I believed it. I don't want to say maybe. I did believe this at one time. But, I thought, well, I've got these great skills. I'm talented. I'm smart, blah, blah, blah. You feed yourself with all this BS. And then what happens is one day you find out, you know what? I'm not as smart as I thought. Matter of fact, I might be pretty damn dumb. So then you're thinking, I wish I wish I would have kept my skills sharp. I wish I would have taken that class. I wish I would have taken that or read that book. I wish I would have networked and you didn't. And you regret it because you didn't do it. And now what's going to happen? So now he says this. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says another thing, which I think is important. I just did a video on it. I'll put a link to that video about getting out of debt. I'm going to put that link in the description box of this video. Give me a little bit of time after the video's done. He says, get out of debt. What could be more important than getting out of debt, working your way out of it? Even if you don't get completely out of debt, get up partially out of debt. Get 10%, 20%, every dollar that you pay towards your debt will be a dollar that you don't have to, debt you won't have to worry about once you do retire, or if you're part of that 56%, just get out of debt. So critical. He says this: side income streams, side hustles, and rental properties. Boy, oh boy, do I believe in side hustles. If you follow this channel, you know I talk about it all the time. There's about 3% of the population, I believe, it could be a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. I don't think it's lower. It's probably at least 3% of the folks out there who have started side hustles or started businesses. And that is an insurance policy. I talk about it all the time. Got a second channel called Side Hustle Rules. It's a second YouTube channel where I talk about starting a side hustle. You could do something like just going into a garage sale and buying up stuff and then reselling it. You could become a reseller. That's the easiest. To me, it's one of the easiest jobs or side hustles you can do. It doesn't take a lot of investment, hardly any investment. I've got a video on that too. I will put a link to my video about starting a reselling business. I'll put a link in the description box so you can check that out. But think about it. Now, he also mentions this, which isn't really going to work, which is a rental property. If you've got the cash and you can buy the house, if you can find a house in today's market, great. Just don't overpay. I think rental properties are good. I'd love to get more rental properties. That is a way for you to have that extra income. Now, he does talk about something else here. He talks about passive income. Another great idea from our friend here, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Passive income, dividend stocks and REITs. I call them REITs. Maybe you're going to call them RETs. Dividend stocks, yeah, invest. I personally like media properties. It's just me. But regardless, long term, I don't care if you're 60, 70, 80 years old, whatever age you are, I still want to think about buying a stock knowing that I'm going to hold on to it for a while. I'm not going to go buying a stock, and I don't ever go short term on pretty much anything. And anybody who knows me, who has known me, they know I look long term, and I'm suggesting to you to consider that too. Now, he talks about REITs, real estate investment trusts. I love those. I personally like them. I'm not participating in a real estate investment trust, but I do think that that is something that is worth looking at, but I would examine it closely. But I am a person who believes in them. I don't want to say I'm a fan because I haven't gotten into one, but I do think real estate investment trusts are good. What you're doing is you're buying stock in an organization that invests in property. And that's about the simplest way I can explain it, but it's the way to explain it. You can go on YouTube and you can look at videos on real estate investment trusts. You can also just go ahead and look at YouTube videos, and I'm sure you're going to see some there as well. So let's get on to this next one here. He talks about saving. He says savings now paying 5%. Yeah. Now, finally, some of these online banks, finally, somebody's paying money 5%. I haven't seen 5%. I believe there is a 5% out there. I know, and I'm looking at this note I made it myself because I wanted to get a hold of the Apple Card. They're paying 4.15%. They got a partnership with Goldman Sachs, a savings account that you can open up that's paying 4.15. There are other savings accounts, online savings accounts paying 4.5 or 4.25, 4.25 interest rate. If you're like me and years ago you started putting money in a savings account and you're lucky if you got a percentage, then you realize, hey, I don't want to put money in a savings account anymore. It's not worth it. Start putting money in other investments. I put money into businesses because that's what I like to do. But savings, he's so on point on that. Look at savings. It is worth it I think you're going to have to make that decision on your own, but it's worth looking at one of these new savings accounts that are paying high yield interest rates. It's a good point. Here's another one he says here, which I really think is important. Healthy lifestyle choices. I know a lot of folks that are in their 50s and 60s and 70s, and a few people in their 80s. Of course, I know a lot of folks. They've done a lot of networking. And to the person, either they say, I'm so glad I take care of myself, or they say, I wish I would have taken care of my health, Lou. Why didn't I do this, Lou? What was wrong? Why wasn't I thinking? I didn't quit smoking until 10, 15 years ago. Or maybe they don't worry about their diet, but now every person I speak to, whatever age group, they're saying the same thing. I wish I'd have done it, or I'm glad I did. Why don't you consider taking care of your health? Consider either quit smoking, or going for that bike ride, or going for that long walk, or maybe that short run, whatever you got to do. Think about those kinds of things that can benefit your health. You want to live longer. And I look at all these rock stars, people that I kind of grew up listening to, and I look and see what happened to them and how they look today if they're still alive. And I look at those that died rather young, pretty young, because they didn't care. They thought they were going to live forever. Well, we're not. We know that. And as we get older, we certainly realize that more and more, don't we? Here's another one. Be the one that actually shows up in this work from home world. And I guess what he's saying there, be the person that shows up every day. Be the one who goes in there. Be the one who people get to know, and that they get to know you. Maybe what he's thinking is, if they get to know me, they're going to like me, and they'll be less inclined to let me go, less inclined to fire me, less inclined to dump my ass. I wouldn't count on that, my friend. I wouldn't count on that at all. It's all about the money. It's all about, what have you done for me today? And they're not looking at tomorrow. And hey, you know what? That's their job. I'm saying that's their job, but I don't know that it's their job, but it's their preference to keep their job. So I want to thank Whiskey Tango Foxtrot for supplying these rules of wisdom. Lots of us know them. few of us, I don't want to say few of us, but probably there are a few of us that don't bother following any of them. And if you don't, what's going to happen? What could happen? Well, what could happen is you're going to get that little tap on the shoulder from that grim reaper who is going to say, come with me. We need to talk. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. 56% of people who are over 50 get that little tap on the shoulder and they're asked, follow me, please. Yeah, don't be one of those people. Prepare to win. Prepare to win. Otherwise, without knowing it, you're preparing to lose. So that's all I got for you. I just do want to mention, I said that's all I got for you, but I haven't mentioned that this video is sponsored by Career Fitter. Career Fitter produces a great career aptitude test. They're one of my sponsors. I believe in the Career Fitter Career Aptitude Test. They've got a free version. There's a link in the description box. Check it out. It's free. If you like it, you want to dive deeper, they do have a paid version. And I know that there's folks that have said to me, Lou, it's paid. I don't want to get a paid. Why do I got to spend $20, $19.95 or whatever the heck it is for a paid version? Well, you know what? It's an investment in your future. It's an investment in your career. Do it or don't. But you know what? If you're not going to do it, do these things. Do these things that our friend here, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, suggests. Prepare for that HR tap on your shoulder. Well, my friends, that is all I have for you. I'm going to say this in the the nicest way I can possibly say it is prepare for the worst and accept or expect the best, because you deserve the best. That's all I got for you. As I always say, have a great day, everybody.